So there's this one thing holding people back big time on social media and actually just about anything. Right, so I just arrived in Munich to meet up with my friend called Sammy Moa. He's actually a celebrity. Is that true?
A little tiny mini little YouTube channel.
He's got a YouTube channel. He's a dating coach, in case you didn't know that. Yeah.
We're just here in Munich.
Yeah, we're here in Munich to actually talk a little bit about, social media marketing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And actually,
Dominik's been a great help to my social media marketing, my YouTube channel and my Instagram.
Oh.
So,
that makes me feel red, actually.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
Got him to blush.
Yeah,
I don't get this. You guys keep talking about Dominik being drunk on camera. I don't think he's drunk.
Nah.
I think he just had a stroke at one point. That's it.
Well, actually thinking about it right now, it makes a lot of sense.
The stuff he talks about is on point. So if you follow his advice, you bet you can get a YouTube channel as big as mine.
Oh, and by the way, if you follow this guy's advice, you'll be all fine with the ladies, right? It's super cold here. This is one thing that's holding people back big time. Not only on social media, but also, in life in general. But let me get into that, my friends. Let me tell you a little bit about the story of my life, so maybe you could relate to that whole thing, right? When I was a little kid, you have your dreams, and for some reason, at least that's how I noticed it to be. You have your dreams. Maybe you want to become a pilot. You want to become, a fireman. You want to become, a painter, an artist, musician, whatever. In my case, it was musician a long time. And you get encouraged a lot by the people that by your family, by the people that your friends and stuff like that. The point that I wanted to get across here is that up until a certain age, at least subconsciously or whatever, the rules of society don't really exist. Hint, they don't really exist at all, even when you're an adult. But more than that on some other videos. I used to have a band up until a certain age, used to be a musician, did lots of music, and all of the people around me were all super supportive. Up until I hit that certain age, and all of a sudden it's like, what are you gonna do now for real, right? So the fun's over. You got to decide what you want to do with your life, right? You can't just go out, kind of break the rules and kind of do what you want to do. No, it does not happen like that. It doesn't work like that anymore. At least supposedly. It kind of proved them wrong right now. But that's the thing. Some friends started to chuckle around when they saw you. You can, just talking to them, you could kind of see that they were kind of looking down upon you, like, haha, he's this kind of person, he's failing miserably just because he does not want to be, like everybody else, like the way it's supposed to be. I even got the feeling that some even want to see you fail, actually. It's natural, I get it. And right now, after people start seeing that, slowly, I have this agency, I have my thing set up for me, I can work, pretty much don't have the existential crisis anymore. I kind of do my own stuff, can actually kind of do more or less what I want. Now people actually start, I can see now somehow this guy kind of made it. Another hint, you never really make it, because it's all about this whole journey. But I don't want to get too guru shitty here. Even now, some people, I recently talked to some people in my family, and you could kind of hear it through between the lines that they still think I do some kind of Ponzi scheme, just because it's so out of the world to not go to work 9 to 5 every day and earn actually a little bit of money, where you can actually live, pretty well with, what you earn yourself and stuff like that. And they just believe, right, I think he's kind of into some kind of pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme. I just figured while cutting actually this video that I forgot to press record while having this awesome speech prepared for you in front of all those people walking by. It was kind of uncomfortable for me, but let me get out there somewhere, to actually give you the gist, whatever, Anyways, what's holding you back? And I just recorded this whole segment somewhere else, forgot to hit record. Well, so the thing that was holding me back, at least I think it was the fear of failure, or not even the fear of failure itself, but the fear of disappointing someone, someone in my family, and the fear of, just looking weird from the outside, the fear of my image being totally torn apart. Because here's the thing, people look at you very, very in a weird way, you know, when you start doing your thing, especially at the beginning. You know, you start doing your thing, for example here on social media, you know, you start on Instagram, you know, you do your stuff, like you're all in on this whole thing. What's wrong with the autofocus? And you know, at first not lots of people are going to look at you, right? Not lots of people are going to watch your stuff, and of course it's going to look weird for people. You know, they're like, ah, he does this thing, but not lots of people are watching it, so he's failing, right? And it's not like that, I tell you that for sure. You know, no one's gonna bat an eye, just like no one batted an eye earlier when I talked in front of thousands of people just to prove the point, but I forgot to hit record. Even now, like, I'm sure there's someone watching, right? And this is actually the secret, or at least as close to a secret as it can get, because there's no secret, you know that, right? But you know, it's actually plowing through that shit, you know, plowing through, you know, first of all, not, you know, taking long time until you get, you know, somewhat of an audience, for example, and you know, then long time until you see results, right? And you know, this is what happened to me. I remember, you know, people looked at me all the time, people looked down at me, stuff like that. Remember, especially starting the agency and stuff like that, I remember lots of days or lots of months actually, especially at the beginning, you know, just having to live with, you know, a couple of $100 each month, you know, just because, you know, the traction wasn't there, just because, you know, that's how it's like when you start a thing, right? So plow through that thing. I think it's actually the thing that, you know, dissects those people that, you know, actually make it, you know, if you can call it that, between those people that just look there, stand at home and kind of wonder, what would I have done? Because, you know, I have done the same. I was at home, you know, I wanted to start a YouTube channel and my own thing for years, and I was at home, you know, 2 years later, I was like, what if I started this whole YouTube channel 2 years before? What would have happened? And this was actually the starting point of me actually getting out there and getting and starting to do my thing, starting the agency, actually trying to break out the shell, trying to, you know, define, you know, my rules myself. And this is what you should do. Is it going to be risky? Hell yes, it's going to be risky. Is it going to be one hell of a ride? Hell yes, it's going to be one hell of a ride. But it'll be all fine in the end if you just plow through it. And yeah, just in case I had some clickbait action going on with, you know, Gary Vee and stuff like that, I actually got this whole video inspiration from reading a chapter from his book, which I encourage you to read. You know, read through. You know, I'll link it down below. It's called Crushing It. There's one chapter about, you know, this whole thing. He goes into that a little bit more in depth. Like, it's a must read, people. Read that book, you know, and, you know, follow actually Sammy, my friend, the dating coach, if you're into that. And of course, you know, subscribe here, you know, subscribe me, follow me on Instagram, all of that. I'll talk to you in a couple of days. My name is Dominik. Well, see you later.